Alright, I've been a documented Charizard hater for a long time, but after seeing this list perform well not only in Japan but in a couple recent online tournaments, I figured what the heck, I'm gonna have to give it a go just to see what all the fuss is about. Yeah, that's me. I'm a well-documented Charizard hater. I was like one of the first people to really just kind of pump the brakes on Charizard. I really had a negative experience with it early on, and lo and behold, everything is sort of played out how it has, and Charizard is really not a super powerful deck. But after seeing this deck get 8th in a 3,000 person Japanese tournament, as well as do very solid in a couple online events, I knew I had to pick it up and give it a try, at least just to experience it on the channel. And I have to say, it's a blast to play with Kirlia and Gallade. You are so much more consistent. And like with Gallade, you don't miss the consistency of Pidgeot. You don't have to rely on finding Rare Candy. You still can just draw cards and be consistent. You still have an amazing power ceiling for the late game. It feels kind of like Gardevoir, just of how powerful it is for the late game. Not quite as strong, but honestly, this is one of my favorite fun decks in format right now, and it's still competitive too. But if you don't believe me, then check out these games. I have played against this list once myself in a tournament, and I did win against it, but I don't think the person exactly played it amazingly, so I'm just excited to see how this goes, because I feel like Charizard should be better than the Arceus build's win rate would suggest, or just overall performance would suggest. I'm definitely open to trying new things, and if this is the way this deck always draws, then this deck is cracked. Double VIP, Level Ball, and Jet Energy. Opponent open, Lumineon is a great start. So we're able to establish all our Kirlias and stuff. Town Store. So I wonder what they have cooking over here. For a Sealstone. What deck is this? It's not Urshifu, because Urshifu's Tower. Is it Lost Box with a Lumineon? Is it Zard with... I guess with the Charmander sleeves, maybe Zard without Arceus? Alright, yes it is the Zard mirror match. So alright, this should be pretty spicy. I don't have any tools that I could get with Town Store though. But that's one thing I definitely would not hate putting in a set, like a vitality band, a choice belt. You don't have a whole lot of access to it. You want to be as consistent as possible, so I definitely get not playing it though. Alright, my opponent had a very weak first turn, only one Charmander. Would fall off the top. Sheesh, this hand just keeps getting better. So let's just check things out. We got the Kirlia and the Gallade. Let's check the candies. 4 candies. We didn't prize as RDX. Really? I guess Fire Energy is an important one. We didn't prize any of those. We did prize 1 Charmander, which I guess is sort of annoying. I'm gonna do this and this. I think setting up 2 Charmanders is good. Then I'm going... Yeah, I think I don't need to set up 2 Charmanders. This can be 3rd Ralts. And then I'm gonna jet into the Mew and play Iono, I guess. I don't necessarily want to play it, but also want to advance my own board state. We do know my opponent had a very weak last turn, so my hand not strong enough. I'm always using Iono again next turn, so I'm just gonna drop the Iono and we'll see what happens. Yeah, my opponent's, but also my opponent could be sitting on quite a few draw supporters. I could then, I don't know if I need to though. Then if I get, I think I grab. I don't want to have 2 candies in my hand and then they get put to the bottom of the deck. I'm going to grab the Pal Pad just a thin. We already have 1 candy, that's really all we need next turn. So let me just take a quick peek at the deck once more. Okay. I'm just going to pass. I could thin out the deck, but I don't want to have a super strong hand. Just tip to them that my hand is super strong, so that they prioritize going for Iono themselves, and then I lose all my great cards. So I at least want them to maybe think about hey, I probably should research this turn, instead of just being okay, I know they have Candy, I know they have Kirlia, I'm playing Iono. So there's that Mew. Okay, the art hitting the board. I would have loved to be able to vac out that Town Store, but I didn't really do too much. They already got the value out of it really, and they already have their other cards in hand. Looks like they did hit the early Charizard. Yeah, so they drew pretty well. Probably should not have played that Iono in hindsight, but it is what it is. I don't necessarily care too much if this Mew goes down, because then there's on odd prizes I can get the first hit into the EX. And like also just having Lumineon on the board is pretty good for me. That's 2 prizes that are pretty easy to go out and take. And also being on odd prizes means I could potentially be able to hit for the big max 330 damage. So I'm honestly cool going 2-2-2 if because ideally for me they go 1-2-2. But I guess with Pidgeot they should have access to boss in the late game. Also, like, Pidgeot is something frailer that like Charizard can KO if they've taken 4 prizes. So really, I'm pretty happy with where we are at. This is always going to get us Kirlia, so we can do that. Oops, we can do that. So I can put the energy on the active. Okay, let's use the Artazon. Go ahead and get down another Charmander. Like, I have the candy here, and that's really good. So I like refinement and try to dig towards Zard, or I could just attach play Iono, save my refinement to the other side. Like, I don't know. This thing is kind of weird. Like, I haven't really played a. Okay, that were hard punish for refining first. Oh no! Yeah, I should have played the Iono. I definitely did not sequence that correctly. Like I was. Yeah, we do this already X, but we are lacking candy. Oh man, I really messed that up. Yeah, definitely just should have. I'm scuffing this up pretty good. Should have just held the Iono, or should have played the Iono. Should have held the refinement until afterwards. It's okay, we still can win. It's just gonna be harder. They're gonna be able to get a pretty sizable lead on us. 2 prizes, but like we still can't one-shot anything that they have. I guess I'll just go into the other. I guess putting the 10 ping on the Charmander is kind of bad, but also damaging this up isn't horrible. So they're gonna go into a fresh Charizard. Like I could potentially even it up next turn by going Boss KO Lumineon. And I'm only hitting for what 240. So like I'm still not. So like what is my prize map here? I hit for 180 there. They hit me back. And maybe I have to like mess up their pressure with a Gallade somewhere. I try to swing with this guy early on. I gotta find candy. So like using art to shuffle the deck because we put one of those candies or 2 candies to the bottom. Actually, I just hate just grabbing Ralts, just like getting rid of it because like, I don't really need that bench spot for anything. I really just need 2 Charmanders to close out this game. It's like I have to hit candy this turn or this game's just over. So I'll do this. All right, we're gonna have to rely on Buddy Catch then. I guess Buddy Catch is Raihan, isn't it? I can retreat and get rid of the. Oh, that was weird. Oh, I don't know why I did the evolution animation again, but it's fine. Now I can do this, and then we can Raihan for Rare Candy. This is why I put Raihan in my list, just so we have another like versatile supporter that can get our energies back, be a little energy recovery, and also just be able to pick out those candies. Because I knew that was going to be the hardest thing to get going with this deck, like especially if like, we prized a Mew, we didn't get a ton of value out of Mew early on, so I just like figured this would probably be the biggest issue. So let's go ahead and do that. So we'll put one on the bench Charmander as well. So I got lots of energies in hand, so I guess we'll do that, and we'll swing for 240. So then they can hit me back for a 280. Not 280, 180. Man, 280 already for Zard would be pretty correct. Then I hit them back for a knockout. And then if they knock me out back, I can one-shot this guy. So actually, like, despite sort of this awkward setup, I think I'm okay. Pidgeot doesn't really get them a whole lot of immediately here. Like, also, I can use Jet Energy to go into his other Charizard to like sort of deny prize, but I don't think I necessarily need to though. Huh. Like the 10 ping doesn't matter though, does it? Because wait. Yeah, it doesn't matter because if I've taken 4 prizes, that's 300. The 30 was a lot more important than the 10. So yeah, they're gonna hide into the other side. That makes a lot of sense. So I'm gonna have to string together a couple bosses. Good thing we do have the buddy catch to get going. Just like kind of sucks to lose the refinement, because I really could use draw with this hand. But we're good. We're good. In this spot, also a Charmeleon would be pretty good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and grab that boss's orders, Gust and KO that dude on the bench. I don't need to drop the energy anywhere, so I'll just go ahead and swing for 240. And then if they knock me out back, I can then one-shot Charizard here. And like actually using the Charmander for like the early damage pressure in the mirrors, actually pretty solid. Yeah, we get for 300, so maybe my opponent is, well, like they still should take this knockout. Honestly, like this Gallade and the Kirlia engine is like the best of both worlds, because Pidgeot most of the time is finding that supporter card anyway, but I get to see more raw cards in the early turns, like easier, because I don't have to rely on finding that rare candy first. I can just drop Kirlia, draw cards, and I still have Gallade to exactly cherry pick what we need. This hand's insane that I can still find boss, and I just don't need boss this turn. Well, I found the Charizard, I found Kirlia. Okay, Radiant Charizard, and just taking this knockout. What's kind of funny, and I like about this deck, like you can see here, like I know they're not doing any sort of crazy spread stuff, but we definitely, what are we gonna call it? We drew poorly, we sequenced things poorly, so we didn't get off to a super strong setup, and we still can win games. Like I like decks like that because they're not super reliant on whatever the coin flip says. I'm just gonna go ahead and thin fires out of the deck. I'll just slap them on one Ralts, and then I'll Kirlia that one specifically so it can't get trapped. Okay, I'm gonna just grab the boss's orders so we don't draw back in. Or actually, I don't need to boss, right? I'm hitting for enough damage, so I can just play research this turn, or I can just put them back down. Maybe yeah, let's just put them even lower. We can limit what they could possibly bring on. I don't really need cards as long as I have all these dudes on the board. So let's just play an Iono, and we have game on the board. So like, as long as I can, okay, having the other Gallade is awesome. I don't need this other Charizard. And sure, we can bench Mew just so we have like another pivot in case, like we really, like, if they're playing boss, we have Gallade. If they're playing Iono, we have Gallade. So we like should have this game no matter what. I don't think they can hit 320 damage in any possible way. I'm like trying to think here. I guess if they played the Justified Gloves, it's like the only way that they could knock us out. And we've already seen a Defiance. Man, imagine like the mirror attack to Justified Gloves. That'd be insane. But yeah, we have boss to pick off whatever we need here on the bench. I guess like Radiant Charizard's pretty good on paper for them, but like we always have Gallade to find. So yeah, like Gallade just like Walmart Pidgeot. It's the poor man's Pidgeot for people who can't afford this, but like I still think this is actually better. So having that early game draw support with refinement, and still having that specific supporter grab in the mid to late game, or even early game. We saw that was good to grab Raihan to help set up. So I actually genuinely really like this build. Like full context, I had played 0 games with this deck going into this video. So I've been very critical on Charizard. So I always like kind of come into this open-minded and see how we did. And like after this first game, I think my opinion of Charizard has definitely been raised. So yeah, we'll knock out that Luminion and take this first game. All right, that first game was fun, but let's run this one back. Hopefully we can play something other than the mirror match. Hopefully something like a Lost Zoom box, honestly, because I feel like that would be this deck's toughest matchup. I sort of have like an idea in my head of how I want to play that matchup, or just approach that matchup, but I just like to base it just because I want to show it off for the video. So going first is awesome for any sort of evolving deck, but like I have a hard time ever seeing the Pokemon TCG like turning into something where like going first is not advantageous anymore. Like there's like ever a period where it's like I always want to go second, unless we're up against a Mew VMAX deck. Okay, I'm gonna Ultra Ball out both fires. It feels really gross. Maybe could on fire Super Odd. I'm gonna be digging for a VIP pass. think also by putting Mew in the active spot, it's a lot less likely my opponent can use like a Meloetta and kill my only Charmander. I guess Level Ball is something. I'll get a Ralts down. Yeah, this deck, we'll see how we hold up here against a super aggressive deck. We missed. We didn't find VIP, we didn't find Art, we just like did not have as nearly as amazing first turn as last game. Definitely kind of awkward early on. But Mew should be a good matchup. Like unlike the RCS Pidgeot build, we're not, like aside from Informally, like our draw engine is not hindered by Path to the Peak. We're still able to replenish our hands with refinements. Buddy Catch can still find it. Oh no, the Ice Cube! You don't always see that guy anymore? And we might get punished by it. Honestly, I've seen most lists cutting Ice Cube. This is so greedy! Why would you play this way? Yeah, this concede, I don't even know what just happened, but I guess we'll take it. I'm still sort of in shock from that last game. I like really still have not comprehended what just happened. But we'll run it back for one final game. I always usually like to keep my videos to 2 games, but like when we have this like strange stuff like that happen, cause like I can leave that in there and at least have like more context. Like yeah, the deck does have some bad hands sometimes, or not just draws total gas every game. But I really don't know why my opponent chose that line of play. Like they like discarded a switch, right? They discarded Judge. Like okay, maybe it's like, is this good though? VIP and Mew opening, having an Iono, Manaphy also could be something worthwhile to put down. Yep, it will be. We're up against PAL. Alright, I'm actually pretty happy to face this one. I was like totally hoping to face Lost Box, but PAL is definitely what I'm pretty interested to see how it plays out as well, because I think I don't want a Charizard until they've taken 2 prizes. Just because 2-shotting a PAL is really bad. I want to just 1-shot it. Because like if I'm hitting it for 180, and all likelihood I'm gonna get knocked out in 1 hit right back. So this might be it probably is not the Baxcalibur build. So that also makes me feel better, because like if they can just chain these big 1 hits over and over again, actually Pyukumuku making an appearance. Like if they can just spam Hellblade, turn after turn, 1-shot my Charizards, that would definitely be a much rougher matchup. So I'm pretty cool facing this one. I mean, we are gonna have to contend with cross switchers and canceling Cologne and all the fun stuff that comes with that. Pricing double Charmander too. Oh man, imagine if they have the Lost City play on us. That'd be nasty. Oh, drop Manaphy. Yeah, we have to drop Manaphy. I'll go ahead and grab a Ralts. So we need to use this bench spot for another Ralts. Okay. I guess I'm gonna like stash the reversal right here. Oh my goodness. Like I cut the Hisui because like, we only need 3 Charmanders. We're not worried about prizing Manaphy. Yeah, and this is then of course something like this happens. We're getting double Charmander against likely a Lost City deck. I think I just grab the other candy. Like Vac doesn't really do anything. They're probably playing a thin Iono count, so I can not super worry about both these getting shoved to the bottom of my deck. But it's definitely a possibility. It's like a situation like Raihan is weak because I don't have a way to discard energy. It's like maybe this card is just kind of cope and like it seems good on paper, but like it's not actually that good in practice. Like maybe like an ARP. Like we don't have any tools with Arven. Like that was like one of my first thoughts, but like yeah, we can't. I guess if you're playing VIP Band, Arven's probably better. Yeah, so after a couple games of testing, maybe maybe Raihan is not it. Like it did come in clutch that first game. So definitely some work to still be done with this list. I really wish this is a Hisui and Heavy though to rip a Charmander out of the prize cards. But it does look like my opponent isn't doing a whole lot, so that is good. Like really, I guess like if they go PAL, like I have to do Portal to use Palkia early, and that means like they can't go for a big PAL and all good. That's pretty solid. I guess they do have an Irida. So they're just like playing kind of slowly, and usually if people play slowly, it means that they. Oh no, the Cologne is so scary. If they just go Lost City and lost them both my Charmanders. That would be so sad. Imagine if they have that stacked band. They have both cross switchers and a cologne. Okay, it's just Pokestop though. Okay, good. If both these dudes got Lost City, that'd be so horrible. Oh man, Pokestop is doing what it did to me the other day. I don't know how many of you guys saw it, but on stream playing Lost Box the other day, Pokestop was brutal. There was one time where I milled double chorus, and my other chorus was prize, my other one wasn't hand. Like, it was so bad. Uh-oh. Well, this will be fun. I'm pretty sure we're gonna see a cross switchers. There's water down there. Cross switchers. Canceling cologne. And we're about to get knocked out. Alright. I'm sure both Charmanders, or maybe Charmander and Ralts. Actually, double Charmander. Well, I can respond back and KO this dude, I guess, if I need to find an energy to pivot, which shouldn't be too tough. But that's a nice top deck. But what's like really rough is like I just punch Pokestop, right? I needed one more card to discard. Okay, that works. That hurts. Alright, I'm gonna play a super odd. Like, I guess milling energies wouldn't have been horrible because then I could use Raihan. Okay, I'm gonna candy into the Gallade. I'm gonna super odd back in Charmander, and guess the Kirlia for now. I gotta find energy and ideally establish another Charmander. I could buddy catch before and thin things out, but I'm gonna live a little risky, and Iono, cause like if I'm attacking with Gallade, it is gonna get knocked out. Alright, I drew fairly well off of this. I'm gonna get the Kirlia down. We can find a Charmander. Then I can refinement. I got an energy to pivot. And like actually can like swirling slice the reversal back onto the Kirlia and maybe even use another swirling slice this game. I didn't really get anything super good off this. I might just reversal retreat, honestly. Like, I'd rather just hold the fire to attack with. So I'm gonna do that. Buddy catch, I guess. I probably should have buddy caught before the refinement, actually. I'll just go ahead and grab boss. Just 'cause I don't want to top like that. I'm probably gonna play Iono, and if I get Iono myself, I don't really want to play that. Or I don't want to draw into it. Okay, that's onto this Kirlia, and we get to take a prize card. Like, that's what's cool about like the reversal energies in this list is like even if we don't have Charmander going, we still can just put a little pressure on with the Gallade. It does like sort of, it's not great to put your draw engine or support in harm's way, but it sure is a lot better than just raw passing. If I can pull it off and get like Candy, Charizard, Boss, KO, Palkia, that would be super ideal. Yeah. Another situation where like VIP Band or Bell would be really good because they're gonna go up to 270, or yeah, make my Charizard be doing 270 damage. We're gonna see a Lumineon, might be finding them at Melanie, it looks like. I was sort of worried about getting my hand disrupted, but it looks like not yet. Suicune, that is definitely something I can deal with. Why would you even load that up? Like, that's such an easy 2 prizes for me. I don't get it. You can like just get like another Gallade to KO Mew to get them on exactly 2 prizes. Nah, I think I would rather just Charmander or Charizard twice if I can afford to. I'm gonna probably need to find the other rod though. I don't think a Charizard was prized, but I also don't remember. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Like, Gallade's gonna get knocked out. Ideally, I can boss and take 2 prizes. Like, I don't want to just slap into this Palkia for a turn. They just know poor Pyugamuku. What did he do? He just trying to draw you cards, and then he gets destroyed because Pokestop is ruthless like that. There's one thing that's scary. One thing scary about swinging with Charizard. 4 energies in play means they are liable to get a big Hailblade playoff. But like, if the Hailblade go down to 1 prize card, I just Iono you and you're not gonna draw anything, right? So there goes poor Gallade. I think I'm probably just gonna use Iono. Jet energy isn't bad. I think I'm just gonna bench the Charmander, put the Jet on the active for the pivot, and then just Iono. We learned our lesson with refining or mysterious tailing before using Iono, so I'm not gonna do that again. I'll go ahead and get on another Ralts with the 2 Charmanders. That's definitely enough. We have double Zard in deck. 1 Ultra Ball. So we'll do that to thin things out. I'm going to... What's... Like, Mysterious Tail first, because I only have 1 out. Yeah, I think Mysterious Tail first to thin before the refinements. Ultra Ball is insane. Okay. I'm going to refinement out the fire, I think. Oh, we just ripped Charizard. Absolutely insane deck. So we'll go ahead and do this. I'm fairly certain I have enough fires in deck. That'd be like super depressing to... Yeah, we got plenty of juice. So we can load up the Charizard, put 1 on the Charmander, and then I can put down another Ralts, just swing for 270. But it isn't amazing. Honestly, like, that is it has definitely underwhelming damage for sure. Like 10 short. they hit me back and I knock them out, then like they go Suicunes, and then I'm pretty much gonna have to stick an Iono to 1. Like if they can find switchers or boss off that Iono to 1, then they're gonna win. But that will be tough for them. Like their deck is still fairly sizable. I guess probably if I can swing with the clean Charizard next turn, that would be the play. To force me to use switchers to get 2 prizes there, then Pokestop is being helpful for once. Getting, like, they really don't want to switchers for the 1 prize now, because it's gonna be hard. They're gonna have to 2-shot this guy regardless, and then by taking the 1 prize now, it's just gonna make even stronger. And like it's not like now nothing they have can tank a hit, and they sort of have to be able to tank it to sustain energies to ever be able to imagine one-shotting me. This like actually is super fun. You have like so many like complex or just weird interactions. There's a switch. They have milled. They milled a Melanie. They played 2. So if they have that final Melanie and a manual attachment, okay, they're just going into the Suicune. So I wonder why. I'm just one-shotting you whether you put a charm on it or not. Like, really the difference between swinging with these, I guess you get the Fleet-Footed card? I guess they really just wanted an extra card off Fleet-Footed. Okay, I'm looking for a Charizard this turn. Evolve. I'm gonna refine out Kirlia. Won't be needing hit this points. Fire and Candy. So, oh man, I think I refinement out the fire energy. I'm gonna play Super Rod anyway before I use my big Charizard attack. Maybe I use the Jet here and thin out 1 more card. I probably should have done this first. Yeah, you should have definitely went for this play first. Okay, it didn't even matter. Charizard was in there, that could have been something we found off refinements. I'm probably gonna discard both of these cards off Ultra Ball to... Okay. Gallade is good, but like I can't. I could Pokestop. What's the worst that happens? I mill Charizard. Who cares? I just Super Rod it. But also I could keep Gallade. I'm down all my Ionos. I'd love to find Pal Pad. Actually, guys, this could backfire. I'm doing it. Yeah, that wasn't probably worth it. But I still have the Charizard, right? Yeah. We had the other one in deck. Actually, want to be able to keep Gallade around? Okay. I don't have much in terms of supporter cards now. Okay, whoa, I almost got a little too hasty there. I don't need you. I'll just take Gallade. Okay, we can do this. And Then we can take this big knockout with a clean Charizard. Do we have another jet deck? We do. So like I'm not immediately at risk of getting trapped. Well, let's put the fire on Mew so we have it as a pivot again down the road. Actually, I can play research, right? Like, I don't really care. I can just dig deeper into the deck. I wish we had Pal Pad. But, like, sure. We at least can do this. Maybe we'll, like, make them want to play an Iono then. Even though that won't be getting them too many cards. It'll be like, I got a huge ant. I gotta play Iono. So I'm not going to thin just if we have a few cards we have. And maybe we already have access to pretty much the rest of our deck. Whether it gets disrupted or not. I love Pal Pad. Pal Pad is an amazing find. That is 2 more Ionos. So like now they pretty much have to boss this turn to take a prize card. Hitting into the Charizard EX is really not relevant. Well, it's relevant, but like you have no, I guess you have to use a fresh Palkia V-Star. So then I just play boss and take 2 prizes, and that's pretty much checkmate with both Charizard EX. One thing that is potentially scary is Gust on back-to-back turns, because I only have 1 pivot left. So there's an Ultra Ball. I guess I did leave myself wide open to a Starmie. Raikou, what? Because this is... I guess it's only 6. Raikou! Somebody wanted to build a Palkia deck, but they also wanted to put all the legendary dogs in it. Oh, and they're letting them 1 over 2 of Luminous or something. I don't know why you'd play this card, honestly. But like, I guess you're probably playing Raihan if you're playing Luminous Energy, just so you have access to it, and they just concede. So, overall, not a bad showing for the Charizard EX deck.